number restoration, which involves the application of chemical solution on the metal surface where the serial number is normally located or it has been altered or tampered.
There was a man who had a motorcycle and worked as a construction worker. One day, when he returned home, he placed his motorcycle outside in front of their house. But he was unaware that the thief was silently watching the vehicle in the dark for a long time. The thief swiftly grabbed the motorcycle once the lights had been turned off and the house was quiet. The next morning, the man noticed that his motorcycle was gone when he was about to go to work. He reported the incident to the police. He did not see and identify who stole the motorcycle. A month later, he was invited by his friend to an event. He was surprised to see the familiar motorcycle parked at his friend's house. He suspected, examined or glanced at the engine that had been stolen from him in recent months. He took a photo as evidence and quickly reported to the police and asked if he was right in his suspicion. The cops arrived at the place where the motorcycle was parked and proceeded to check it.
This is the way to get the chassis number and the engine number to determine whether the said motorcycle is owned by Mr. Tinao. The first thing we need to do is to get the chassis number. Upon doing it, we need to have a carbon paper, bond paper, and a scotch tape. The first thing is we need to clean the area where chassis number is located. After that, we will wipe this carbon paper to the area where chassis number is located. After that, we get scotch tape and paste it to the chassis number. And then we get the scotch tape Now we have the chassis number in our scotch tape, and then we will paste our clean bond paper. Then we will label it so that we will never be confused. And now we have the chassis number. We will proceed to our engine number. Just like what we do in the chassis number, we will clean the area where engine number is located. And then wipe the carbon paper to the area. And then just like earlier, we will put our scotch tape to the engine number. And then we finally have our engine number. Just like what we do lately, we will put this into our bond paper. Then, we finally got our chassis number and engine number. And now, we will compare our engine number and chassis number to our ORCR. Since we've got the chassis number here, we will compare it to the chassis number in our ORCR. Our chassis number is, in our ORCR is And now finally, after we do our due process examination by the use of macro etching examination, we finally conclude that the motorcycle is not owned by Mr. Lego. Instead, it was owned by Mr. Tinao. Good afternoon. Are you Mr. Lego? Yes, sir. You have been arrested under Republic Act 10883. Otherwise known as Anti-Carnapping Act of 2016. Huh?
You have the right to remain silent if you answer questions. Anything you say may be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to consult an attorney before speaking to the police and have an attorney present during questioning? No. Or in the future? Sir,
The main purpose of macro etching is to determine whether or not the serial numbers of motor vehicles or firearms are tampered, and also to restore the original serial number of an article in question.